sorry, that would be the better way.
Well, apart from yourself, I haven't seen anybody I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, no, sorry. A warm welcome to our Songs by the Sea, which is a tradition of 150 years?
150.
Yes, all right. Of the Anglican Church at Paul, coming and joining their Methodist brothers and sisters down here in Mousehole on a beautiful sunny afternoon in August. It's always sunny in Mousehole. Thank you for the regular congregation members who support us. Our visitors who are on holiday, hope you're having a great time here on this wonderful spot. If you want to come and join in any of the hymns, there are various people with song sheets around. Morwenna is going to put a hand up. Yep. Anyone else with song sheets? Or is it Morwenna? Just oh yes, more. Yeah. So there are song sheets there if you want to come and join us. We are especially privileged this year to have some friends with us all the way from the other side of the universe called St Ives. Yes. Round of applause. Very, very talented musicians. Every single organist that exists in St Ives is here, and lots of other musicians. They are the St Ives Male Voice Praise Choir. Did I get that right, Frank? Yes. That's nothing to do with praise and Bible. That is about praising God. So we are really, really grateful that you've come, A, to support our singing, and also to contribute to our programme. So a very, very warm welcome. A round of applause again to the St Ives Male Voice Praise Choir. So we're here not to listen to me, we're here to sing, and so we come to our opening song. We are so lucky to live and work and worship in this beautiful surrounding. So our first opening song is very much about celebrating the beauty of God's world. There's only one problem with the words. Whoever wrote the song didn't put the sea in it. So we're praising God for the earth and the sky, so it's a bit miserable really, but you just have to imagine. Look out that way and include the sea at least in your thoughts. So if you're comfortably sitting on your chair, you're allowed to stay seated. If you want to stand up, you can. Do whatever you like position-wise. We're going to sing number 1 from our song sheet, For the Beauty of the Earth. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
of God. You don't have to be in a church building or a chapel for that. It's a really good experience to be outside, worshipping our Creator. And so Nancy's going to read our opening prayer, which celebrates God creating this beautiful world.
Lord of the universe, we praise you for your creation, for the wonder of space, the beauty of the world, and the value of Earth's resources. Keep us from spoiling these gifts of yours by our selfishness, and help us to use them for the good of all, for the glory of your name. Amen.
And now it's a chance for our visitors to show off, to see how good they are. We've been told they're fantastic. So now's our chance to find out. They're going to sing a couple of, three lots of two songs. And the first combination is Praise, Oh Praise Jehovah. And that's going to be followed very appropriately for this setting by Let the Lower Lights Be Burning. Couldn't be a more perfect song to be sung in this harbour. So our first song will be Praise, Oh Praise Jehovah, followed by Let the Lower Lights Be Burning. Hand over to you, Frank, in your favour. in Paul Church up the hill. The building will be open for people to come and remember those who were affected on both sides of that conflict, and their families and their communities. For people to come and say a prayer quietly or just to be there. And tomorrow evening at 10 o'clock, they'll be gathering at the War Memorial here in Mousehole, where there will be, again, some remembrance and the lighting of a candle. So please, if you would like to, take that opportunity, especially if you're a visitor here, to be part of that. And now as we prepare for that remembrance, it's quite appropriate that we're singing a song about forgiveness. Jesus himself suffered a violent, cruel, innocent death. But as he lay dying on that cross, he was able to say, Father, forgive. And we must try at times like this to make that our prayer too. And so we come to our next song, which talks about forgiveness and speaks still also of the still small voice of calm, something that's very much needed in our world today. So from our song sheets, we're going to sing the second of our songs. And those of you that have not yet picked up your sheets, there's Morwenna over there, who is gossiping as usual. She's got some song sheets, and there's someone else over here. Yes, that's right, more song sheets there. So if you'd like to join in our song, Dear Lord and Father of Mankind, it's our second one on the sheet. Dear Lord and Father of mankind, forgive our foolish ways. tells you the number of people that are here. What do you reckon? 4,999? Just about that, yes? Okay. A huge crowd, that makes the 5,000, which is what Henry is going to hear in a moment. But people have come from all over the world to be here this afternoon. People have come from Stourbridge in the West Midlands.
I don't care, do you?
Some people have come all the way from Warrington. And there are some people from the big smoke of London. Yeah, that's right. And a few other places that don't really matter. But anyway, you're welcome wherever you come. Oh, little places like Australia. Ah, right. Okay. So, yeah. So welcome to everybody. Lots and lots of people. Almost 5,000, which is a lead-in for the reading that Sue's going to give us. No prizes for guessing what the reading is. So,
now, when Jesus heard this, he withdrew from there in a boat to a deserted place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion for them and cured their sick. When it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a deserted place, and the hour is now late. Send the crowds away, so they may go into the villages and buy food for themselves." And Jesus said to them, "They need to eat." They replied, "We have nothing here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Wouldn't it be nice if the wind would stop? Then he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass. And taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples. And the disciples gave them to the crowds. And they all ate and were filled. And they took up what was left over of the broken pieces, 12 baskets full. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, beside women and children.
So we've been hearing there a Bible reading about bread. And that's lead-in for our next song. Anyone here from Wales? Got any Welsh people? Oh dear, no one from Wales? No one up to it. Anyway, this is the well-known Welsh tune, Cymronda, and the song we're going to sing is Guide Me, O Thou Great Redeemer, as we think of the gift of bread. And we pray for those who do not have enough bread to eat today, not enough food to keep their families together at this time. So let's sing from our song sheets, the third one, Guide Me, O Thou Great Redeemer. And Morwenna's stopped talking. Yes, there she is. You haven't yet got the song sheet, she's got a few left, she's doing a good job. And our Australian representative had them out, they're upside down, the one that she's giving. But please make sure you get a song sheet and join in the singing of Guide Me, O Thou Great Jehovah. time to give your voices a bit of a rest again as we hand over to the professionals. Well, no, I'm not paying you, the experts. The St Ives Male Voice Praise Choir. They'd like to take up their position here. They have 2 more songs to sing to us, both of them on the theme of the cross. First, the Wondrous Cross, or When I Survey, which goes to, again, a new tune, just written last year. Yep, so a new tune, which were new to me, maybe new to lots of you. I think they've chosen that to make sure you don't join in with it. That's probably right. And then the second one they're going to sing is Burdens Are Lifted at Calvary. So remember the heart of our Christian faith, Jesus giving his life on the cross, showing God's love, powerful, more stronger even than death itself, as we listen to the Wondrous Cross, and then Burdens Are Lifted at Calvary. Thank you, Frank.
To 2. Welcome everybody, thank you Andrew for doing things so far. I was singing to that for today because one time we didn't have a microphone at all and I did have to stand up and yell. So this is a little bit better anyway. Anyway, what's I going to say to you? You look at the news, don't you? And I don't know about you, sometimes I look at you, I feel pretty helpless. If you see what's happening in the world and you feel helpless. And I look at those little children in Gaza and in Syria. I think, what can I do about that? I think about people like John Kerry, a little bit more influential than I am. And he doesn't seem to be able to do anything about it. And I can feel, well, what's to do? And I read too the number of, we're talking about hunger just now. Andrew just mentioned people who don't have enough bread. And apparently, I got the figures here, the number of malnourished people worldwide is just under 1 billion people. That's about a seventh of the global population. And just so you can work out what that is, that's the populations of the USA, of Canada, and the European Union combined. And I look at that sometimes and I feel pretty helpless. So what can I do? What I can do against all of that? And you take that story that Sue read for us earlier, with the loaves and the fishes, all sorts of ways of reading that story, but I find it quite encouraging. The disciples say to Jesus, we have this big crowd of people here, and it's getting late, we're in this isolated spot, send them off into the villages to buy something to eat, because they're all going to get starving in a minute. And Jesus turns it back on them. And he says, no, you do something about it. You do something. Well, he won with the story. They didn't have very much for there, a few loaves, a few fish. But the upshot of the story is that those people were fed. With what little they had, they were fed. And I look around here and I see all you different people. Some of you I know, some of you I don't. But I know for a fact that you all have gifts. That you all have something you can give. That you all have something you can share. It might be bread, something like that, but it might be your time, it might be your listening, it might be a kind word, that all of you have something given to you to share with other people. And it isn't about what we can't do, it's about what we can. So I want to encourage you all, listen to that story today, to use what little you have, to use what little we have, to support each other. You never know, in God's economy, great things can happen. I encourage you to do that this afternoon. I think we're going to sing another song. It says over here. Oh, it doesn't. On my list it says the Surmise Melville's Praise is going to come back again. And Andrew might tell me what you're doing. Thank you. What a day that will be. And not only what a day it will be, but followed by we'll all be there. All right, so much point in this being a marvellous day unless we're all there, is it? So we'll listen to what these two songs are, what a day it will be, and we'll all be there. Thank you.
What a day
much indeed, gentlemen. We do appreciate you coming this afternoon. I know that Sunday isn't all that grand for you, because this evening, doubtless, you'll be sat at organs or stood in pulpits, so many of you. So thank you very much indeed for making time to come and share this with us. I'm delighted that we are outside and in the sunshine for you. That's lovely. So thank you very much indeed for coming. One of my favourite hymns we're going to sing now speaks to me of our life journey, lived always in the presence of God, Lord of all hopefulness. Shows on the television, they say adopt the position. Well, I do anyway. What are you supposed to do? Hands up against the wall, like that, legs spread. I want you to adopt the position for saying your prayers. How did you learn to do this in school? In Sunday school? Come on. Hands together, close your eyes. Yes? Not one of you in the position. It's right, I don't want you to do it, it's all right. You're safe. This is, one or two of you have heard this before. This is how I frighten children. When I go into school to do school talks and school assemblies, I say to the children, because they're all taught the same thing, hands together, close your eyes, I say I do a lot of my saying my prayers when I'm driving. The children are now on the lookout all over West Penwith for a black car. There's somebody driving it with his hands together and his eyes closed. Well, actually, I say it because actually I like to look around me when I'm saying my prayers. I look around and see the people around me and see their needs. Look at things that I see on the television, look at things that I read in the newspaper, and to imagine the presence of Christ in those places and with those people. So I'd like you to do that this afternoon. Just think about people. We've talked about some, we've talked about hunger, we've talked about children in conflict zones. Think about those sorts of things, people that we may be aware of. And I'm going to share a very short prayer with you that imagines Jesus in those different places of our environment, present there with us, as we sang in that hymn, present with us in every aspect of our living. So a moment or two where you can imagine people you're concerned about, situations you're concerned about, and then the prayer. Take that situation, that person, and you imagine in it the loving presence of Jesus. Christ on the moor, and Christ on the shore. Christ on the strand and wherever you stand. Christ on the cairn and Christ in the coombe. Christ on your way and wherever you stray. In ebb or in flow. Christ wherever you go. Amen. This day caught up with me a little bit quickly, really. The one for John here, he might not have got organised at all. I would have got to sort of Friday and had a quick look at Sunday and realised I was supposed to be here. So, John chose the hymns, and I'm grateful to John for doing that. And I'm also grateful to him for choosing one of my favourites. One more step, absolutely. So the last one we're going to sing is actually one of my favourite hymns. It sticks with that same theme that we've had in the last couple of the God who is with us every step of our living, every step of our dying, constantly with us. One more step, around the world I go. Lovely, thank you. Well sung, everybody. Make sure you have plenty of water now if you've been out in the sun. Apparently there is juice over there by the wall. Big thank you to everybody, to the Harbour Commissioners for this afternoon, for allowing us to be here. The car being shifted and all sorts of power being provided. To the Male Voice for providing the keyboard, Mousehole Male Voice Choir. And you've got a concert this evening in St Mary's Church. You were remiss of me not to mention that. At 7:30 tonight in St Mary's Penzance. So thank you, gentlemen, for playing. Thank you, everybody, for reading. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Thank you, St Ives Male Voice Praise, for being here. It's lovely to have you with us this afternoon. I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anybody. If I've forgotten you, thank you. Then go on the beach. Andrew's, where's he go? He's over there now. Have you noticed Andrew has been on the beach much of the time? I think he's going to run himself a little beach mission now. I can see that. He's got the hat for it. Anyway, thank you. So, thank you all for being here. A final blessing. God's blessing be yours, and well may you journey. Christ's blessing be yours, and well be your meeting. Spirit's blessing be yours, and grace in your living. Each day of your rising up, each night of your lying down. Amen. Wherever you're off to now, go safe, go well, God bless. Thank you.